I first respond as a reader. Then upon reflection, if I think it could be interestingly adapted for the cinema, I think about that afterwards. And as far as what literature I like, really any literature, just about I love Faulkner, I love Bolaño, Murakami. I love to read history. I like Anthony Beevor very much. In kind of current events, I was very, very touched by the two books I read of Anna Politkovskaya. I like all kinds of stuff. We talked a lot about Norwegian wood. My friend Frank Galati just did Kafka on the Shore, who wrote the script for the first film I produced, The Accidental Tourist. I didn't get to see Kafka on the Shore. He's pretty difficult, Murakami. It has often, in its best parts, I think, a very difficult tone to reproduce in the cinema. Having said that, I think I heard someone was doing Norwegian wood. I'd love to see someone, what's the Japanese, the woman? Kirino? Yeah, Natsuo Kirino, another Japanese writer who writes some quite gruesome stuff, and she writes it kind of rather happily. I think she'd be not easy, but easier. It's tough to do Marquez, it's tough to do Murakami, it's tough to do DeLillo, Faulkner. Murakami might appear simpler, but I'm not sure he is that much simpler. I'm not convinced. So we talked about it at Mr. Mudd for quite some time and decided, no. Why did I decide to direct Dancer Upstairs? Because really I thought it would be easier for me to do it than explain to someone else what I wanted to do. It started as a thing to produce because Ross and I had spent a deal of time in Peru during the heyday of Sendero Luminoso, and probably partially because of that, the book had appealed to me a great deal, and I loved the tone of the book. But as we worked through the script, Nicholas and I, it just seemed to me that it may suit my sensibility better than other people I thought of, really. I like film festivals. Now the way the world is, you just spend all your time taking pictures with or without your permission and talking to press, which is perfectly fine. I like a film festival, which I've done some very, very, very small ones too, where I can sit down and talk at least a little bit with people who make movies. And I'm also very happy to talk always to the public, unfiltered. No, I've had enough of camera phones to last me 10 billion lifetimes. No, I don't like signing autographs, my hand hurts. But to sit down and talk with people, I'm always very happy. And I don't get much of a chance to do that. And you never get a chance to sit and talk with filmmakers. I do like to watch films. I mean, it kind of slightly depends on which film, but I don't ever feel a need to see a movie. It has to be something that interests me for one reason or the other. I don't get to do it a lot because I work too much. But I like from the films I've seen recently, which wouldn't be that recent. What did I like? I liked the Swedish film Let the Right One In. I liked a Brazilian film called Elite Squad a lot. I would like to see this film called Hangover, which I haven't seen, but which I've often experienced.
But you can download it from the internet.
Without seeing. One of my favorite films of recent years, and I think one of the really best American films for me, is a film called Napoleon Dynamite, which I thought was very original and extremely funny, and just absolutely loved it. I try to see what Charlie Kaufman does, the screenwriter. I like very much his film Synecdoche. I try to follow what Spike Jonze does. I try to see films from other places too. There are a lot of documentaries I like, but I'm not a habitual moviegoer, partially because since I was a little kid, I always preferred to read. And then secondly, because I have so much reading that I have to do all the time, plus my regular day job, you know.